All right, everybody. This will be a warning to all politicians. I'm running for president 2024. Part 63, 64, something in there. Anyway, looking at some of the things they're supposedly going in there and getting rid of that encampment there in Seattle. And didn't see too much happening. I then saw some stuff on YouTube that supposedly the city, the mayor, is offering to pay, or according to the things on YouTube, to pay indirectly, like Antifa and Black Lives Matter, supposedly through city community projects. And the number 20 million was put out there. Now, the people up there in Washington, you can't give in to people like that. And this country can't give in to people like the leader of Black Lives Matter, who out and out says, makes terrorist threats that if his demands aren't met, they're going to burn it down. This country has problems, and there's ways to work out those problems. Black Lives Matter started, might have seemed real good for everybody, who's alarmed at police abuses. And now it's turned into a terrorist, extortionist ring. And I think the president was finally right when he called them terrorists. For decades, at least with 3, 4, for at least 5 decades now, this country's been going through a process of being dumbed down and weakened. And no matter what color you are, white, black, or brown, Hollywood, popular culture, have all done everything possible to take away your masculinity. Instead of being in physical shape yourselves, you watch football, basketball, whatever. People go to the movies. We have the good life. We have it too soft. We count on the police from keeping all those who would be predators, who are larger, stronger, meaner, tougher than most, keeping them at bay. Now, if you look at the variety of programs that have been on TV since the 70s, the comedies or the sitcoms, whatever, what have you. You look at the video game culture, all this type of stuff. The average male, don't matter what your color is, and I'm not knocking getting an education in all this and everything, but without a law and order society, could you defend yourself? Go on YouTube or the internet, whatever, And look at some of the inside prison shows. Look at the Scared Straight programs. And look at these guys. All they do is bulk up in prison. That's it. That is all they do. Now you want no police? You want less convictions? You want these judges and these liberals who want to have all these work release programs and all types of stuff with people who have the mentality that because they're bigger and stronger, they can take and do what they want. That whose main philosophy in life is make everyone their bitch. I was just looking at some of the Scared Straight. I remember those shows when I was a kid. And see, they still got them going. I think it's a good thing. But looking at our society, without a weapon, the average citizen of this country, you'd be prey to all these people. I'm not talking about the punks out on the street and Antifa and all that with their little hoodies and their masks on and their skateboards. I'm talking real hardened criminals, convicts. The types from, the drug cartels and MS-13 and all this, the gangs up there in Chicago, who don't give a bucket of spit for human life, don't have any respect for human life. I want to know where LeBron is and Oprah and all these people, all these social justice warriors, all these celebrities in Hollywood, white, black, brown, whatever you are. Where are you? You got millions and millions and millions of dollars. Why aren't you in Chicago offering a reward for those who killed that little boy and the other children there in Chicago? Pony up, LeBron. How much do you make a year? I can tell you right now, if I had that kind of money, there'd be $1 million reward out for the murderers of that little boy. I can tell you that right now. That kind of money, the amount of good you could be doing in communities, all you athletes, celebrities, how much are you worth, Oprah? $1 billion? I think it's just a sad state of affairs in this country, watching how weak the government up there in Seattle was with dealing with these people. And then they get the DOT down there to supposedly, who gave them all them concrete barriers anyway and put them in there? Please don't tell me it was the city. Please. You didn't help them set that shit up, did you? But they're down there to clear them out and everything. The cops are there, but nobody's doing anything. I watched that shit for on and off for 2 hours today. Nobody did anything. Just a bunch of them yahoos screaming in the street. A bunch of stoners walking around, talking to people who were independently videoing it. Offering their wisdom. Do you know how long that shit would have lasted in Russia? Do you know how long Putin would have put up with that shit in Russia? Do you know how long the Russian police would have put up with that shit? Or North Korea or anywhere? But we've become soft. Life goes on and you think, hey, everything's good. We live in a decent society. We don't have anything to worry about. And now I'm looking around going, shh, maybe we do have something to worry about. Because if the politicians aren't going to let the police protect us, and they're not going to lock these types of people up, you better get a lot tougher and harder. You want to protect your family. Quit worrying about what video game's coming out next, what movie you're gonna go see, if you should get a pair of skinny jeans or not. Or that Cartier wallet, whatever it is, you're walking through the mall. I can look at myself, and I deal with a lot of assholes out here. But honestly, look at myself. I know I've gotten soft from what I used to be when I was in my youth. Just, hey, it was, family guy. Working, paying bills, cutting the grass, taking the wife to dinner. But really, you think about it. You look at some of those shows with them guys in prison and stuff. They don't do nothing but work out all friggin' day long. And if they were able to get out and get their chance, what do you think? You think they'd give a damn? Hats off to a lot of them prison guards having to deal with that crap day in and day out. Day in and day out. So I say, we gotta start thinking, 2 strikes and you're gone. You've done something serious, forget it, buddy. Gas or electric chair. Get the oven or the electric chair. Gas or electric. Why should we feed and clothe and give medical treatment to some of the most violent people that have ever been in our society? Why did Charlie Manson get to live all those years? Why Jeffrey Dahmer, Son of Sam, New York, host of others? What about these school shooters? They should be gassed already or whatever. The kid that shot up that black church, he should be gone already. We've gotten weak, America. We've gotten weak. We've gone from families and men who built stuff, who worked, to a nation of, sports watching and porno watching and now they want to make all the drugs legal and video game playing and I'm telling you, television and now social media and all the other stuff is there to make you weak and dumb you down. Period. No, I used to I used to shrug off all the guys who would tell me, hey man, better find a decent place to live away from civilization and have you some weapons and all that kind of stuff, because one day society's going to break down. The question is, because you got people talking purge stuff now. When it does, what are you going to do? If these people keep having their way and keep giving in and keep, because you only embolden them. When you give in, that's all you're doing up there, Mayor in Seattle, is emboldening these people. When you don't go after them for toppling statues, whether you give a damn about the statues or not, it's not the point. Have you seen these? Watch some of these shows about these people in prison. That's who the police deal with every day out on the street. It's people like that. Who resist arrest. I'm sorry, when it comes to that, if it comes to a fight with the person, between the cop and the person, I say the cop can do whatever the hell he needs to do to not be killed, to not let the person go. But no, you didn't like them using the sticks, so you got the sticks away from them. They can't use their guns, so you give them taser. Now they can't use the tasers. And you got people on TV whining that they use rubber bullets. And now if they get in a scuffle with somebody and it's a matter of life and death, which it could very well be and would be, do you think if one of them sons of bitches gets a chance, he won't kill the freaking cop? Do you really think anyone who gets into it with a cop like that will not kill him if he gets a chance? You already hear them scream and kill the cops. And now you want to tell a cop that they can't use a friggin' chokehold? I said, let them use it, but, there's a point, once they get them under control, then quit choking them. But what planet do you people live on? You expect a police officer to be able to do their job against some of these types of people, and you want to tie their hands every single friggin' way you can to keep them from being able to protect themselves and the community at large. I don't know how the mentality of this country got, well, we're going to take it easy on this criminal element and all this and everything, but it's okay to kill babies in the womb. That's what a sick, soft society does. You don't think they're taking away your manhood? Explain to me all the transgender shit. How'd we get to that point? How'd we get to the disgusting gay rights parades going down our streets and nobody does nothing about it? Liberty is good when it's applied in the right sense. Total libertarian liberty type stuff of anything goes because it's your right, it's not your right. That's insanity. That's anarchy. That is not the type of liberty this nation was founded on. And it's time for the leaders of this country to start drawing some lines and say, no, this is not acceptable in our society. We will not go down the road to the hellish sewer people want to turn this country into in the name of their freedoms. You're not going to go into schools and teach children they're not boys or girls. You're not going to put drag queens in our schools around our children. We're not going to stand for your extortion that if we don't give in to whether it's the rights of the homosexuals or convicts or whoever, that we're going to have a price to pay. Because you know what? There's more of us than there are of you. And I guarantee you, any of these places where these protests are going on, and these punks are standing there screaming in the face of the police and everything, just hammer them one time. They'll scatter like cockroaches, because they're, especially if it's the white guys and you know, punks with skateboards. You think they're there because they care about black lives? They're just a bunch of punks with nothing better to do. And they're hoping to loot, and it makes them feel good to stand out there and scream at somebody they know isn't going to hit them back. Stop tying the hands of the police. You've gotten soft, America. Our politicians do nothing but pander for votes. Nothing but pander for votes. And they don't care what the long-term consequences are for the country. They don't give a shit, because they're making millions and they're living in their gated communities and they're traveling around the world. And it's going to be your children, not their children, that have to grow up in this society. Thank God we still have people like the Marines and the Army and stuff, and you know, they're trying to dwindle that down too. Oh, you got to let in these cross-dressers. You got to let in this and that. You got to do this. Bullshit. Hopefully one day the cause of God takes hold, and mankind can live in peace and harmony. But until it does, it's still a dog-eat-dog world. And if you don't believe that, you're living in some kind of fantasy. Don't have no idea what is going through the minds of these politicians, to where they won't enforce law, to where they cater to these thugs walking around saying no police. Excuse me? Where you give up a police precinct. Are you friggin' kidding me? Do you know how much that emboldened them? You can't let the mob rule. No nation will ever survive without law and order and rational people making the laws. And men and women brave enough to enforce those laws or to serve in the military. I just couldn't believe that crap today. Oh, we're going to go clear them out. All right, it's about time. And then they're down there with some person from the mayor's office negotiating. Some dopehead who's made themselves, you know, king of that, whatever the hell you want to call it or whatever, or their representatives. I'm sorry, what are your qualifications? Were you elected to a post? You know, and they're screaming about it's their streets. No, it's the people of Seattle streets. And they don't agree with you, so it means you got to go. But they're like, yeah, we want to negotiate this. We want to negotiate what? Get off the streets or we're going to cave your heads in. That's what you should have told them. But instead, you're giving them money? You're a bunch of losers. You are friggin' losers up there. You politicians in Washington State. You are friggin' losers. I'm glad people like you aren't in office when we got bombed at Pearl Harbor. Would you have given the Japanese money? Huh? Would that have been your answer? What a bunch of losers. But back to all you rich celebrities, you social justice warriors. Why aren't you in Chicago offering a reward for the killers of that little boy? Huh? All you rappers, so proud. So proud of the garbage you put out there and call music. About killing and dealing drugs. And N-word this and N-word that. Man, you're really something. You'll go down in the annals of history with Mozart and Beethoven, all the greats. No, sorry you won't. B.B. King will. Buddy Guy will. But not you sons of bitches. Why ain't you up there in Chicago? All that big money you got. Sell some of them gold fucking chains and offer a reward for the killers of that little boy. Goddamn punks. It's time we take back America. It's time we take back America. Wish you all the best out there. God bless. Adios.